We need to dig a pit large enough for someone to spend the night in.
The spirit hole will be the gateway to meditation. We'll dig straight to the soul.
We were lucky your Uncle Ronnie let us get set up here in his backyard. Well, we're getting settled here in Leadville. We can market our passage through Crestone as a complete failure.
In Crestone, there were too many prophets for one town.
We bumped mandalas with the wrong healers, and they spread falsehood and lies against us.
And you refused to pay the sewage fees at the RV park.
We've reached higher ground. This is Leadville, Colorado, a place for a man to find his fortune.
Greetings, spirit hounds. What have you two gotten into with this gaping hole?
We were just working on a prospecting hole. I hear gold singing in those mountains.
It's a spirit hole, a place for reflection, to listen to the planet breathe.
This looks like a great start to a hot tub. Can we market this as a clay bath pit? How are we supposed to attract followers to the retreat without any amenities? We're between an abandoned steakhouse and a barbed wire fence. You know, my tarot business has been dry since I left Crestone. I'm ready to let the cards order people around.
My suitcase is full of books to be sold, but we haven't had a single visitor since we put up the spiritual retreat sign in the yard. I will admit, this Stringtown slum is a fixer-upper.
I like this pet. I've got some soiled linens I can launder in it.
Oh, let me throw in my socks.
This hole is a laboratory, a museum, a lineage of pure soil. I need to chart the history of Leadville through a soil profile.
Not so fast, my friend. My laundry has been festering since Crestone, and it needs a good soak and some soap that can dissolve heavy metals.
Oh, I'm gonna get the next matchless mine going in this backyard.
Rocky! This retreat is about worshiping pools of moonlight, mining souls, uncovering buried emotional potential. I can't have you tearing up the earth's skin for semi-precious stones. We're supposed to be liberals.
And I should just let my fortune rest underground? Let me burrow to the core of the earth. I will not rest.
Why is everyone standing around staring at the ground? This pit is the portal to scientific discovery. Now I need to start collecting soil samples. Somebody hand me a shovel. Everyone is trying to take over this hole for their own personal reasons. This is a group hole, not a private hole.
Well, that's no good. I want a private hole. Give me the shovel. I'm starting my own clay bath.
Rocky, this is our meditation sanctuary. We are trying to offer the ultimate corporate retreat experience. And let's not lose sight of that honorable goal.
It must be a retreat for the people, or it is no retreat at all.
Olive, I can see those CEOs getting their hands dirty with a gold pan.
That's it. Each in your own hole.
What?
I haven't heard from you in months, sister.
Well, that's because I don't have very good service from my glass house above tree line. I've been living at the summit of Twin Lakes sewing a royal family of puppets. Are you still at the retreat?
No, I got out of there. I'm staying at the Copper King Motel. They've hooked me up with a pretty good deal on rent for this town. I only have to pay $3 grand a month, split my room with someone else, and help out with some small projects like gardening and repaving the parking lot.
Smash, you finally fled the nest? Out from under the smog of family? On your own like a free-flying kite in the wind?
I couldn't stand the spiritual heart-to-hearts any longer at the retreat. Olive and Rocky were starting their own lecture series. You know, I finally got rid of my therapist.
Where is Dr. Nightshade?
Well, he's still at the retreat, but he just accepted a job as the county coroner.
How is a Freudian psychologist qualified for that kind of thing?
He was the only PhD in town.
Indeed. Listen, what happened to the original coroner?
It turns out they're still looking for him. He fled for Florida or something like that.
Have you seen Tack?
I saw him this morning at the laundromat. He was pressing his britches before his mailroom.
Oh, I need something.
Well, tell me and I'll go, but I'm only on a bike these days, so it could take a little while.
I need you to house sit the puppets for a few days. I need someone to talk to, and could you also play with their hair?
That is a strong request, but I'll see what I can do.
Meet me at the train depot tomorrow at midnight. There should be just enough starlight to guide us.
I'll wear my best vest.
I took this job because I thought this town needed a hero, but here I am shackled to the underworld. Will my legacy begin in this afterlife? I need a vulture to help me guide all these sorry souls home.
Dr. Nightshade, I love being your assistant. It's an honor. But can we talk about vacation time? I've got an itch to take on the Colorado Trail.
Unbelievable. Asking for a vacation during his first shift in Leadville.
Dr. Nightshade, it isn't on, but you're giving me the heebie-jeebies trying to sell me on a coroner's life.
You know, it's times like this where I do miss my old psychology practice, my cozy corner office, the pursuit of an Olympian milk addict. He was like the whetstone to my brain. He truly kept my mind sharp. But there are a few amenities here, I suppose. There's a chair where I can place my backpack, but there's not even a latte machine at this morgue.
I think you're still put off that I refuse your mental coaching classes, but I always find my center in the woods. I'm my own John the Baptist out there, eating grasshoppers, sipping dew off leaves. It's like Coachella, but I'm the headliner.
I don't think you realize we have 15 bodies to embalm by midnight. I cannot be held hostage by your nature quests. And to top it all off, these YouTube videos on dressing bodies have not been very clear. When do we get to start slathering makeup on these sad, gloomy faces?
I'm willing to give you 2 hours. I mean, what can I do but seek the trail with my shiny hiking poles and whistle through the lodgepole pines and send myself a resupply box of edibles to a post office on the path?
This is ridiculous. Pass me those hoses. Okay, let's get this out of the way here. Alright, where's that other bleeding hose? There
just
we
like
are.
you wrote it down.
That's for the chest cavity, remember?
Of course,
Okay,
I remember.
okay.
It's an honor, I remember.
Alright. We've got to drain these suckers!
I'll get that.
I was in the neighborhood. I wanted to stop by with a tin of tuna muffins. How's business?
Well, we're stacked floor to ceiling with clients. It's shoulder to shoulder like a sold out show at Red Rocks, and it smells kind of the same now that you brought these cookies.
The greasy strangler has kept you busy. You take it.
Oh. Could I get a ride to the Continental Divide trailhead?
I hate to take you from the work! Look, Brick. Bit of a prick. Just got that.
Oh, really?
But I offer loose wires, drifters, hiker-throughs. This town is on a varsity crime spree.
I do not have time to be your junior patrol sidekick. Do you see all of these bodies that I have to deal with? And on top of that, I have a peach crumb cake in my lunchbox.
Good night, Undertakers.
Is that Mount Maps out the window? That piece of rock has been staring at me for some time. Have you ever been pursued by a mountain? Stalked by a peak in the dawn hour?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, mountains don't really move all that much, so I doubt they can stop that well. However, to get back to the topic at hand, we have all of this work before us, and we're running out of time. I think we're going to have to work the night shift.
The night shift? What is this, Climax Mine? You're testing my waters, Dr. Nightshade.
Well, I'm afraid the only water here is leaking out of poor Mrs. Schellenberg's ear. We really need to get back to work.
If I hadn't lost my Nike endorsement, I never would have let myself go. Who knew it could be this hard to bike around town on a bike? I blamed myself. I blamed the elevation. I blamed Dr. Nightshade for trying to suck me back into that psychological vortex of his. Oh, sister.
Smash, you look terrible.
I feel awful. I just biked 2, maybe 3 miles.
Well, I'll tell you. How did you know you weren't followed?
No one can catch me on the bike.
You don't understand. I need to keep my location concealed from any other family members or I could get sucked into that spiritual retreat, which is the last thing I need right now. My puppet career is about to find legs. and a pulse.
So, what did you want to talk about? Why'd you have me meet you here?
I have a secret.
Oh, good. Me too.
Of course! There's always a family member waiting to unbottle the lightning whenever I have a sacred announcement to share.
So, should I go first, seeing as I'm the eldest?
Smash! This is my secret meeting. If this was about you, we could have done it over Zoom.
All right, I'll go ahead then.
Spit it out.
I've been looking for a purpose since that Olympic volleyball upset of 1996. I've looked for truth at the bottom of a milk jug and in the psychiatrist's office. But I think I found my comeback story. I'm training for the Leadville 100.
Never heard of it.
I wouldn't have expected you to have heard one of the finest tests of fitness on this planet. You've never respected sports. It's just a quick lap around Lake Turquoise, then up and over Hope Pass. I am a little worried my Walmart bike might not be able to keep up with these fancy rich people, though.
If the hand trembles, it's not the needle's fault.
So what's your secret?
Well, I've been on a manhunt. I've been using the internet to reel in men to make puppets out of. It was reckless fun at first, taking stealthy photos and sketching jaw lines in dimly lit taverns. Who can afford models these days anyway? But it grew to be hollow. Now I'm like a dead fox keeps looking on down the hill with one eye open.
You were in a dark place,
I
sister.
admit that keeping only the company of puppets has lost its sparkle over the years. And I heard the winters here can be pretty long, that the wind could knock over a moose.
I've been sacrificed to that wind on my training rides. That's why I mostly prefer to bike indoors.
All I can hear at night is the wind howling through the branches, no human voice to soothe me with a lullaby, and I've taken to wondering if Tack could be a good singer.
Sounds like you're due for a visit from the whole family. Maybe a campfire with some folk songs and hymns.
Oh, how dare you interrupt me with such violations! There will be no blackbird stew steaming up my glass house. Please let me continue.
Lead me to the promised land.
Well, as I said, I've been thinking a lot about Tack, my mailman from when I went to art school in Las Vegas. I've been sending myself letters in hopes he might deliver them, but so far it's just been a weird lady on a scooter named Peg.
I can keep an eye out for Tack, but I'm trying to avoid the spiritual treat myself.
I must go to him. I will capture him in a net.
You're gonna need another plan. Consent is real.
I'll wear a disguise so as not to be spotted by any family members downtown. I'll stake out the post office and catch him on a break.
What will you be dressed as, in case I need you?
I'll be reviving my days of early mimehood, but you will need to be at my glass house watching the puppets.
Oh, well, I'll get started straight away. Towards Twin Lakes, it might take me a couple days.
May the wind carry you, brother.
I was just making my famous jalapeno poppers when the explosions began. I can feel the foundations of this house slow dancing with the heat.
Woo! I knew it was a little too soon for the Japanese good luck lanterns, but I did go ahead and release a few anyway.
Oh, I shouldn't have been lighting off those sparklers. Looking back at it all, we are a fire hazard waiting to blow.
Let's not let this house fire ruin the first barbecue at the retreat.
Oh, it's Sunday, so you know Uncle Ronnie will be at church. No harm, no foul.
Well, I must say, this is quite a gathering.
Oh, wow. Ronnie, I didn't expect you to be back from church this early. It seems that I may have started a small fire in the kitchen. We've got it mostly contained.
Well, I will admit to being a little apprehensive parking my car in the lapping flames. But you've always got things under control. Did any of those jalapeno poppers you text me about survive?
I saved a tray, Uncle Ronnie. Rocky claims they're his masterpiece. The grill melted, but otherwise our retreat is safe.
I've been hankering for some home cooking ever since my wife passed in '89. I never felt I could love again, but here you are, cooking some of her favorite recipes.
And I'm working on making my famous possum ribs.
Would you like to join our spiritual retreat now that you're looking for a place to stay?
I was going to rebuild my house here in the backyard lot, but there's holes everywhere. It looks like gophers had an orgy. I suppose I can set up my own igloo, but you people need to get jobs. Help me pay for this spot.
The tarot deck keeps me gainfully employed, Ronnie. Don't lump me in with these degenerates.
Work is beyond my nature.
Well, I suppose I saw a help wanted sign at practically every store downtown. It's a buyer's market when it comes to part-time drudgery. I suppose I can put in my application at the friendly market.
How much for a pickled ham?
You know, we had high hopes when we pounded our tent stakes down here in Crestone. We pounded our tent stakes up, we decided we need to pull them out, move back to Leadville. Luckily, Uncle Ronnie had us get all set up. I'll tell you, the city of Crestone had it out for us. They couldn't support another band of truth tellers. So that's why we packed up, took my Seuss boxes, and moved here.
Okay, so why can't I use my friendly market super shopper points?
Well, my wife won't get a job. Says it interferes with her meditation. My son biked off a few weeks ago and never looked back. My daughter has gone missing with a band of puppets.
This pickled ham has been expired for 6 weeks.
I keep my gold pan in the trunk of my car, always looking for that glimmer in a stream. I'm told I'm about 200 years late on the gold rush, but I'll take my chances anyways and laugh it all the way to the community credit union.
Here I was thinking you were ignoring me, but you clearly got your eyes on the sparkling hills, just like me. We should go down and pan sometime. What mining claims you got in the area?
Mining claims? Why, let the government into the honey pot? You know what? I'm offended. Get out of my line this instant. Next, please.
Whoa. This grocery line is like a double black diamond. Someone just fell down the cliff. This store is completely out of songbird eggs and even bottled water.
I'm no king. I'm but a pawn on the battlefield. Tell me, should you be eating songbird eggs?
It's good for my skin, bro. But this is the only grocery store in town, and it's ruining my life.
You're telling me, kid. All right.
I think I might be setting a world record as we speak. No one has ever biked from Leadville to Twin Lakes at this kind of blinding pace. I've only been on the road for 3 days, and I think I'll be there by sundown tomorrow. I have no coach, but I have plenty of energy drinks. Dude, on the road again. You're taking me home?
The retreat burned down. My tent went up in flames, and that's all I had to my name. I'm pissed at all of it, Rocky.
I'm not really talking to them right now either. They don't understand my need for speed. I'm training for the Leadville 100.
I can't say I'm familiar, but that's a nice spandex. Whatever it is you're doing, you sure do look the part.
Well, I could use a rest. I brought some rattlesnake cheese. Would you like to get off the highway and share a slab? Oh, so I've backed up traffic for several miles. I like biking next to that yellow line in the center of the road. It gives me the best views of the pavement, where I feel safest. You can't blame a man for trying to exercise his fitness goals.
I was just doing some digging, and in that ditch, collecting precious soil specimens. Is that rattlesnake cheese?
Olive promised there was going to be a revival, but a couple of toasted prayer flags do not make a retreat. What happened to the livestock ritual in the wine cellar? I can't just be standing around worshiping the moon all day. My beard needs the rub.
I lost my soil samples in the fire. I have to start from ground zero. Uncle Ronnie joined the retreat, and God help us, he brought his guitar.
I was out for a hike, but I never miss a gathering with my good cousins. I sense Bitterbush blood in the area.
Aren't you supposed to be on the Colorado Trail?
Dr. Nightshade wrote me in as his assistant at the morgue. We can camp on the cemetery lawn, but we have to water the flowers.
Yeah.
It's a raw deal. I'm heading back to the Evergreens.
Rocky promised me some jalapeno poppers, but Uncle Ronnie finished them off before I could get to them. Rocky said we'd strike gold if we kept digging through the night.
You're all out here loitering on the side of the highway? Well, the greasy strangler is loose. That's why we're so backed up with bodies at the morgue.
I heard he was decomposing bodies with piranhas in the bathtub. He's the East Side's most notorious killer.
I gotta get to Evergreen. I gotta get to Tree Line before dark. And I know Dr. Nightshade is following me again.
You know, I just truly don't know what to think of my new assistant at the morgue. He just lacks ambition and dedication to the dead.
My former therapist and life coach. Can you tell I've been getting swole in the gym?
While I see streams of vitality flowing forth through you, my mind wonders, how are your inner oceans?
Do not poke around my emotional waters. I'm not your client anymore.
Well, I am quite happy at the morgue, thank you.
The tension here is sending me into a downward spiral. What do you all say we get out of here and go cook up some gizzards?
This is idle time. I need to keep my heart rate up if I have any hope of winning the level 100. Catch me if you can.
I'm delivering REI catalogs to Easter egg colored houses. My uniform is stained with the sweat of my efforts. The mail feels a little heavier at altitude. I've got 32 dogs today, mostly through the fence.
I have to get Tack's attention. Something like Van Gogh cutting off his ear, only slightly less painful, equally as dramatic. I need Tack to know how much I love the United States Postal Service.
Oh, I get it. Are you a mime? I live for performance. Okay, let's see. Are you underwater? Wait, is that River?
Yes, it is I. The exclamation point from the end of your mail route in Las Vegas.
How did you find me?
Well, I walked desert highways beneath sinister, unblinking moons. I sketched missing persons posters and put them up around town. I even considered joining the Postal Service in hopes of catching me at the punch-in clock. I filled an aquarium full of eels. I don't know why.
You almost became a mailman? It's the most noble profession. To deliver a letter is to seal a deal, to reunite estranged lovers. I know because I read the postcards.
I know, Tack. Mail woman, but yes. I'm like a penny on the railroad tracks, you know. Major crush.
Do I have a package that you need me to deliver? Is there something of yours I have that you need back?
No, I don't need anything from you except maybe your company.
The last time I hung out with you after my mail route, your family lured me into a festival of vests that lasted for weeks. I ate blackbird for the first time and I still feel weird about it. And then everyone had a meltdown after drinking from a ram's horn.
Yeah, that was a low point. But Dad, look! There's a fisherman off the coast. He rows his wooden skiff against the tide, dropping his line for sea trout. As the worm dangles, the fish must choose between safety and desire. Tack, I choose desire.
River, the fish dies for its passion. I don't know if I'm ready for that level of commitment, but I'll think about it.
No, I remember the heat left from your hand on my utility bills. Don't tell me you don't feel this too.
I'll admit, I do remember you as the charming puppeteer. You always were holding a harmonica when you answered the door. But the puppets were a bit, well, overwhelming.
No, but I know you would like them if you just got to know them better.
I need to get back to my mail route.
Wait, but Tack, when am I going to see you again?
You might see me in the streets, a silhouette of me slipping letters into mailboxes, beholden to my duty.
Tack! Wait! Tack! No, where are you? You're literally gonna ghost me?
I'm too far away now.
Nobody goes River Bitterbush.
First, I have to shop at this hellhole because it's the only game in town. Hey, and I can't find parking because there's a goddamn circus set up in the parking lot.
That carnival is my last link to reality. I took a ride on the Gravitron this morning before my shift.
I'm from Texas, and this kind of spectacle would not play nice in Dallas.
You know, I have dreams beyond handing you your change and Super Savers coupons. There's places I want to go. Things I want to dig up from the earth. I have a good wife, Olive, who's helped me through my trauma with meditation and drum circles. I have 2 kids, a puppeteer and a former Olympic athlete. But something's missing. I see those carnies out in the parking lot, plenty of free time on their hands, out and about, seeing the world.
You've been listening? In Dallas, we have options when it comes to shopping. We don't have to wait through a fun house to get our bread and beans.
You know, I can see myself on top of that Ferris wheel. Heart given over the wind, wristwatch tossed below, taking in the panorama view. Above the worries of the earth, I want to brush my shoulders with the gods.
Can I please get my Monopoly tokens?
I've actually decided that you don't deserve any Monopoly tokens. You're a bit of a prick back there, and then insulted that glorious carnival in the parking lot. I'm keeping your Monopoly tokens for myself, and I am going to go take lunch before I finish my shift.
Yeah?
Wow. How can this magical object be closed for the night? What about the rights of the people? I want to see the glow of the town. I must climb this Ferris wheel. Wow. I can see the matchless mind from up here. Is that fair play in the distance? I feel like I can reach out and caress an aerial borealis. Oh, I can almost hear Jerry singing. Oh, Olive will understand. I just had to stretch these legs with some hardcore climbs. I miss how we used to dance. I ought to buy her a bottle of that Boone strawberry wine that she likes. Maybe then she'll understand why my legs are trembling. I've got to talk to River and Smash. They deserve to know their dad has reached the event horizon.
Can I be committed to a mail route and a woman? I need to dedicate myself to the safe passage of envelopes. There's earth beneath me, sky above, a mailbox always at my fingertips, and that's all I really need. Whew. This cemetery always carries a creepy wind, but it's the halfway point on my mail route, so I like to stop here and eat a slice of brickleberry pie. Is that a man floating from behind a tombstone? Am I about to have company in this graveyard?
I felt the weight of your worries tug upon my pant leg, and I realized that it would lift me up out of my grave. Tell me, son, are you struggling with matters of the heart?
Are you a ghost? When did you die?
June 16th, 1901.
Who are you to approach me in broad daylight, escaped from the underworld?
I've been living quite comfortably in the upstairs, thank you.
How is it that I can see you?
One mailman always recognizes the root of steel of another. You don't look like one of those posh city mailmen.
I always put my mail route first. That's what brings me to this hour of trouble. Do I have time in my life for romance?
My wife Harriet died at 35, and I've not known love since. I'd give every letter I ever delivered for one more day with her. When she passed, I took to the road and was a minister traveling from town to town, still taking care of 5 children. So I picked up a mail route to lighten the load. But I can tell you, Tack, there's no substitute for warmth, and work is not the answer.
You know my name and my personal struggle? Who are you, good ghost?
Why, there's a local coffee roast named after me. Surely you know my name.
Father Dyer? I never expected such charm from a dead man. You're the ultimate mailman Hall of Famer, the standard to which I raise my mailbag. Your route is legendary.
Yes, I faced blizzards and wild animals atop Mosquito Pass, delivering mail. But there, I was trudging on homemade skis, delivering miners' letters. But nothing could prepare me for the loss of Harriet. I learned that you can't make up any kind of loss if you can't have a life together.
Well, I have been dreaming of dusting off my cowboy boots and taking a lady to a square dance. I could bust out my shiny belt buckle. Maybe River came along at just the right time.
Who is his special lady?
Well, she lives in a glass house surrounded by puppets. She has this big wackadoodle family that's always eating blackbird and wearing vests. And she's always sending fan mail to Jim Henson.
Let me tell you something about grief. I couldn't out-ski the sting of loss, but I learned over the many miles of silent snow to hold on to warmth when you have it.
You're right. I must pick a bouquet of wildflowers and deliver them to her glass house. I will expand my mail route. I must let the heart lead.
I could help you deliver some letters. Lighten your load. Why, I feel more ready than ever to get back into the game.
I would be honored, good ghost. Kindly point out the direction to Twin Lakes.
I'll take you there.
Finally made it to Twin Lakes. What's this? Never let me know. House rules and procedures. Light the kerosene lamps before the sun goes down. Play with the puppet's hair. This is our good night ritual. Put the nesting dolls in order of size. It's kind of strange. I can feel some eyes upon me. It's almost as though I'm in the Olympic 1995 sand volleyball trials. And I have an audience again. Could these puppets help me win the Leadville 100?
River! I picked up a new mail route. Twin Lakes. I couldn't stand to be away from my favorite customer. Could you please open the door?
Who could that be going on and on about the mail? It must be Tack. Come on in.
The Bitterbush family, ready to foil me at every turn. I was here to win the affections of your sister.
Wait, my sister? Who do you think you are?
I'm the most honorable mailman you ever meet. I take time to make sure to get to know every customer who wants to get to know me.
Well, to be honest, I've never known River to want to be with anyone for longer than 15 minutes. So if she came to you, she's like a hound searching for scraps in the streets.
A 30-second interaction every afternoon adds up to hours, lifetimes. How can I find River?
You can find her where the shadow meets the light. I have to tuck these puppets into bed by 8 p.m. sharp.
Maybe you can help her find me.
I can't do it. I gotta keep my heart rate up and get back on that bike if I have any chance of
Well, at least the Delaware Hotel is in the general vicinity of the post office, so I can continue to put myself in Tack's way. He'll be worn out in a few days. He's so distracted by his mailroom, it's like he doesn't even have time to be a father to my puppets. Oh, honey. Oh, any man can be an available man. Who let you in here? Is that Grandma Bitterbush? Only one of us would barge in like this. Grandma Bitterbush? No, I'm just a girl from Wisconsin who barely survived her love story.
Survived? You're transparent! Even my puppets are realer than you.
I haunt these halls looking for troubled souls, sad sacks, and a whole lot of the lovesick. And I don't even charge for my services.
Please. How could you help me? My situation's way too complicated.
Oh, once you met one man, you met them all. It's not as tangled as you suspect. They just want to feel like they're needed and have a job, like a sled dog. Give them a purpose, they'll stay by your side.
I'm in love with a mailman who can only think of the next address, the next mailbox. If I were a stamp, I'd mean more to him.
Well, I married a man twice my age, snatched him out from under his wife. He had his head in a hole, a miner. He had eyes for silver, and I was always second, but I wore his diamonds downtown.
You only cared about robbing the earth of her precious rock children? Disgusting. How could you stay with him?
He gave me Queen Isabella's necklace and a baby grand piano, and I would help fasten his cufflinks of onyx and opal for the opera house. And you would say the tie between us was money, and that's what the town always whispered. But I stood by his side when he lost it all in the panic of 1893.
If Tack lost his mail route, he'd be a turtleless shell or a shellless turtle. Shell man or whatever.
My horse became a mailman in Denver to make ends meet when the mine was shuttered. Those were true and steady times. He made an honest living, staying out of the gambling halls and coming home to me.
Who are you to come in here and unload your life story onto me? High maintenance ghost.
Why, I'm Baby No Tabor, here to heal troubled waters.
Well, I'll give you this. You look good for being dead. Well,
you've got to look the part to get the man.
Okay, baby. How can I convince Tack to make time for me?
You make your own light so bright that he cannot deny it.
Fireworks? Like illegal fireworks?
He needs to see your inner glow. And don't let history call you a tramp.
Fireworks, got
Oh, I hate my job. But if it pays for the tent I sleep in, I suppose I better keep it up.
I'm still upset that you had to go into work when we were supposed to go on the scenic train for our anniversary.
This marital conflict can only be solved with a tarot deck. Olive, draw a card.
The Hierophant! Tell me more!
He is the teacher of the deck, interpreted sacred mysteries. Beware of toxic traditions and narrowing of the mind.
I want to ride the rails! I hear it knocks poetry loose from your head.
Oh, this feels like my line at the friendly market getting backed up towards the ice cream aisle. A true pressure cooker situation. Thankfully, I've prepared a wonderful cacti tea.
Shoot, Rocky, you're back on the sauce?
He was never off. Even Bob Dylan had a Christian period. But it seems there's nothing that will break up Rocky's bad habits.
The deck has already foreseen this toxic tradition.
Hand me that tea, Rocky. I need to see the soil with new eyes.
Oh, fine. I'll admit it. I climbed a Ferris wheel last night in the parking lot of the Friendly Market.
I should have run away with that carnival while I had the chance.
Rocky! You could have been struck by lightning and killed!
Well, I had my shoes off, so I had a real nice grip on that steel bird. Olive, I could see to Florida from the top of that wheel.
I can't have you scrambling up private property while this spiritual retreat rots on the vine. You haven't done the recycling that you told Ronnie you would. We are up to our necks in cans and scrap metal. Our children have abandoned us, and you're out trespassing.
I'm ready to step in and provide my marriage counseling services at a friend and family rate, might I add.
I think all this aggression is coming at me because we missed the scenic train. If I could have known the trouble this would cause, I would have leapt from that platform onto that charging piece of iron.
You really think hobo-style train hopping is the solution? It's our 32nd wedding anniversary. I wanted to recreate our vows in the caboose. And I hear the snack car sells pickles and chili.
I think you two need to meet on the journey back to the middle. The trail runs tomorrow. Olive can board from the platform. Rocky, jump on from the back.
I'm ready for this.
I got most of my tattoos while I was riding the rails. I can help you hop that freight.
We will look the conductor in the eye and pay the price on the ticket.
Oh, I have to get going to my shift at the Friendly Market.
The deck has noticed that you always leave just before the bill comes.
Well, Olive cut me off from her credit cards months ago. I was planning on washing dishes, but my back's still a little sore from that climb.
When you put on your Friendly Market apron, you become a changed man. Paranoid, distracted. I don't think this job is nurturing your creative spirit.
Well, Uncle Ronnie pushed me into this. The only benefit is I'm away from his guitar covers. That apron is my noose, but I'll never quit. This town is clearly starving, and my people need me.
We sure do appreciate the deli discounts on those fine assorted meats.
This job! It was supposed to save the retreat, but it's in a nosedive. What's the point, Rocky?
Olive, you can't be the engineer of my train. I've had about enough. I've got to get going to my shift.
Remind me why I married you at that ayahuasca ceremony in Peru!
I would rather be ringing up the longest line at the Friendly Market than waste away at this fake retreat. I'm out of here.
Stocking cards. All right, thank you all for coming. We'll be a 15-minute intermission. See you after.
You know, if only my mother could see me now, striding in a morgue, brandy in hand, surrounded by the dead, listening to the Red Sox on the radio. It's rather ridiculous. Of course, my assistant, Alpine Stinger, is headed for the hills. Big shock there. But thankfully, the retreat provides a depth of cheap labor. So I've called upon my old sidecar from Vegas, Pineapple Ring. He studied taxidermy in community college, and I think he passed, so he's a decent fit.
How much of that brandy have you slurped down to talk to me like I'm not right here doing your work, up to my elbows in the bombing fluid?
You know, at times like this, I like to think about the story behind each of these bodies, each faded life. Here we have the lovely Mrs. Schellenberg, who's truly fond over her poodle Chauncey. In the corner on the floor there is Mr. Delancey, who enjoyed a good round at Mount Massive anytime the sun was out. And, of course, those pale curls there belong to Patty King, the queen of the tambourine.
This is pointless speculation. We're so backed up in here.
It's not my fault, it's the greasy strangler. Kills are being hauled in through the night. We barely have the space.
Do not blame the local serial killer when all you do is prance around in your scrubs, making proclamations to your mother.
We need to be on the same page if we're going to save this dump of a morgue.
We need to make Leadville a distinguished place to die again.
You know, if you're going to go through the trouble of living, you might as well make sure you're dying in good hands.
We need to give the funeral home a proud future.
That's the spirit. Take up the church organ. We'll send these souls away with a proper send-off song.
Ooh, it's Olive. Should we answer?
See what the old bird wants.
Hello? Why, yes, I am finding that sparkle of summer. What? Rocky's missing? He didn't show up for his friendly market shift?
You know, I always knew one day that Rocky would slink off into the wilderness rather unprepared, with nothing but perhaps a rabbit's foot, his ram's horn, and maybe a pack of chewing gum.
No, we are not doing anything important. We can help you look for Rocky.
It's Rocky. He's lost probably in the mining district somewhere. It's like looking for a pebble at the bottom of the damned ocean.
We can meet at the retreat, and we can search the neighborhood from there.
Well, I suppose I wasn't doing anything important. I'll grab my net and my flashlight. Hold up just a moment here, Miss Schellenberg. You're going to have to wait one more night. We'll get that fluid to you soon. We're on a Rocky hunt.
Don't worry, Rocky. We're coming to find you.
Take a gander at his mining
Rocky!
The man wouldn't shut up about striking it rich. He started wearing those fur caps, brandishing his collection of shovels. He wouldn't stop digging in the backyard all through the night.
I can't believe our last conversation was full of accusations. He wanted me to get a job. I questioned the foundation of our marriage.
I still don't think Rocky fell in a hole. I guess that depends on how much cacti tea was in his system, but I feel like he's more of a survivor than that.
We are not going to the police. This is a family affair. Rocky hasn't paid taxes since the 60s. And I don't like to imagine what would happen if the cops found him first. He'd run.
I can ask the deck to find Rocky.
You could be like the psychics on talk shows who locate missing persons by rubbing their foreheads and burning Palo Santo. I don't want to doubt you, but I have seen you swindling tourists with vague directions since Crestone. I need a clear reading. I need you to pull from the depths.
Tell us your card.
Well, let's see. Oh, I feel it. I feel the heat. Oh, the prisoner!
Rocky is trapped by chains of his own making.
So, tell me, Olive, I know it's difficult for you, but roughly how long has Rocky been away? Are we looking for a man or another body for me to deal with in the morgue?
He's been gone 24 hours! He didn't come home last night.
I see, so a body then.
I think we should take a look in Brown's Canyon. Uncle Ronnie's raft survived the fire. We could patch it up and go take a look for Rocky. I just know he was looking for his fortune there.
Oh, a raft trip. Why not have a day on the river while keeping our eyes peeled?
I've been needing an upper body workout. People think biking is just about the legs, but they don't understand the strain on these arms.
I can pick the lock on Uncle Ronnie's garage.
Take me to the river.
Take me to the river.
My cries echo across the mine shaft. Not even a stone stirs. This is my last skip on the record. Olive is probably composing my obituary as I speak. River is taken by a band of puppets and sure smashes on a biking bender. What gods may avail me? What choir of youth may take a sip from the fountain? Who might have a quarter so that I can call my mom?
With the going price of silver, that bolo tie you're wearing could fetch me a pretty penny at auction.
Olive bought me this bolo tie at a Dolly Parton concert. Parton lot in 1993.
Well, you've had it long enough then. Hand it over.
You're standing in the only crack of light, yet you don't have a shadow. I can see right through you.
Do not pester man's wife, horse, or mining claim. Do not ponder whether he is of the living or the dead. Only what he has come to teach you.
Oh, I'm done talking about digging for gold. That's what got me into this decrepit cave in the first place.
And mining might be what gets you out.
Freakish ghost, who are you to grease the weather vane and tell me which direction the wind blows?
I reckon you're trespassing. But I have needed a sturdy laborer to help me dig out this silver mine, haul some gems. I can lead you through the labyrinth, but under one condition.
You want me to volunteer for your personal mining operation, beer pack mule? Well, I don't see any other way out of this decrepit cave. I suppose I'll commit.
What has become of Leadville? I haven't been above ground in 162 years.
Why might you care, freakish ghost? Would you happen to have real estate in the area?
I was part of the fabric that formed this here town. I've got California in this here pan.
The sound that launched 1,000 pickaxes. You must be Abe Lee of California Gulch. You're one of my idols.
What has become of the red light districts? Sally Purple, Molly May.
Red light? You barely get a cup of coffee downtown these days.
How disappointing. Perhaps we should stay here in the darkness.
Well, Doc Holliday doesn't shoot up the Silver Dollar Saloon anymore, but you'd love noodle night.
The dead are only hungry for conversation.
Oh. I'll tell you, if you know your way out of this rank shaft, I hope you can leave me there. Oh. Oh, I can't go back to Olive and the retreat without some treasure. I need to work on saving the retreat.
Tell me about this olive in your martini. I may have found gold, but I never could keep a good woman close.
She's the starter to my sourdough. My parachute after a long fall. My compass.
Do you think I could still find love?
Well, if you know your way out of this rank shaft, it means there's still a chance. Have faith. The cosmic threads are being knit together. The soul seeks to be completed by another. Tell you what, we should get out of here. I'm starving for a juicy blackbird.
Doing this ourselves, besides going with a commercial outfit and hired guide, you know, someone who's actually seen the river before. We don't need that kind of baggage on board.
You know, it's truly insulting to think that anybody would need a guide for any sort of activity. It's a sick society that seeks a game of follow the leader.
The only reason I like to be behind someone is when I'm about to pass them in the race.
I just hope you know, Smash, that I am still your psychological master. I never returned that set of keys.
Well, let's load up this swamp charcuterie and set sail.
It's time to get Rocky, or find his greasy remains.
The last time I was in a raft, I ended up naked in Mexico. I can see the future
Sure, I should be the one to steer us. Forward, forward!
Ducking cover, we are headed straight for a rock.
Everybody keep paddling or we're doomed! Just like Dr. Phil's Teen Ranch career!
I can't get hit by a wave. I can't risk a drop of soil washing away from my skin.
This must be the pinball rapid that I read about in the fishing shop.
I still don't think Rocky's out here. He hates water. Unless it's in cacti tea and he can't even swim.
Oh, pass me a seltzer. I don't see why we should waste the day. Rocky will come out when he's ready to come out.
There you go, Del. No. 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 I just. It's just what I need. That's it. I'm calling. Where the? I just. No. There it is. Okay. Here we go. 9, 1. What? I need help here. I am surrounded by bodies. There are 5 fresh kills brought in by the Greasy Strangler tonight, and that's just the ones we know of.
Please stay calm. Greasy Strangler? We can have an officer respond in the next hour. Are you at the scene of the crime?
Hour? What if I were being attacked? Please, it's a veritable bloodbath in here, and the dam is about to burst. Send help.
Did you say bodies again? This demands attention.
I am down to 0 assistance. I just need somebody here. I can't keep it all up.
There was a disturbance, an emergency of some kind. First, I better take a look around. Then I'll help you with these poor, sad corpses.
Oh, I see. You think you could just waltz in here and be the next hotshot mortician of Leadville, huh? Well, that is not how this town works, Buster. I had to beg for this job, and I'm the only PhD for miles! And I couldn't even begin to explain how my blood vacuuming system I rigged up works.
I'm not much of a learning man, but I've dressed a body or two.
So what, are you some kind of hunter?
You could say that.
You replaced me.
Oh, look who it is. Pineapple Ring. Fancy seeing you here. The last I saw you was at the bottom of a flipped raft at Seidel's Suckhole. I had to hike out of that canyon to get back here. And here you are, strolling in the midnight hour, not a care in the world, while my drink is low and my heart rate is high.
That can inform me that there is trouble ahead. Look what you accomplished without me. Nothing! You should be arrested. And the only cop in town is putting lipstick on a dead body while the greasy strangler is still at large.
Could one of you help me with the Big Suck 3000?
I suppose. It is bad. Oh, there's the number.
We've done our circles. We've been down the side streets, up the back streets, back down a river. And Rocky is gone. I put in 32 years of marriage and not even a text before he disappeared.
I reckon he hit the open road. He could be in Canada by now.
He might have returned to the soil.
I feel a magnet in my chest. He's drawing closer. Don't give up on my pops.
For all we know, he could have tied balloons to his wrists and ascended to heaven. There's no trace of him.
I was out in the fields earlier today, roving in the pines. I saw an elk. I could have used the whole animal for experiments. I'd like to inherit Rocky's rifle.
I need to protect myself from devils in the backcountry. I'd love to buy Rocky's rifle off of you.
Well, everyone's standing around. Well, I brought a live blackbird for stew.
Rocky! Rocky, you're alive!
Oh, I thought I was going to get stuck in that mine shaft I was in.
I knew you were out chasing your fortune.
What's in the wagon? Did you strike it rich?
I hauled out the ghost of Abe Lee.
I'd like to use those bones to bring back to the laboratory.
Not so fast, Compost. I'm selling this skeleton to the mining museum.
Rocky, this is perfect timing. For me to pass that finish line in first place in the Leadville 100 without you would have been a true tragedy.
Oh, the Leadville 100. That sounds like a wonderful place for me and Rocky to finally renew our vows.
Olive, I'll never leave you again. Let's rekindle our marriage at the finish line for Smash's bike race.
This sounds like an event for my best.
Pineapple ring? I need a tarot reading. It's for one of my puppets.
Ask the deck a question.
How does the puppet reconnect with the love of her life?
Four of Wands! It's time for you to cast those spells for love and reel in that fish.
But how does the puppet find this man?
Your puppet is in love with a human? Scandal.
Are you gonna help with a judge, you flippity gibbet?
The deck is saying that a journey to the Mineral Trail will reunite you with this long, lost love.
I have to go. Thanks, Pineapple Ring. Is that a cop in the parking lot?
He is our best and brightest volunteer at the board.
The ocean does not ask the waves to sing, yet the melody persists.
It's time for your love. It's time for your puppets to get the love story it always deserved.
Bye, fish.
A mailman's work used to have dignity. Now I'm just hustling high-speed internet offers and credit card statements. I once had the honor of carrying River's fan mail across the Vegas Strip. Will I ever see her again?
Tack! God damn. Just as the sea otter needs the sea urchin, I need you, my prickly little morsel.
I went to your glass house to find you, but it was just your Olympian brother eating red snapper hot dogs and complaining about how demanding the puppets were.
Yeah, Smash doesn't care about any activity that lowers his heart rate. He saw the puppets as a burden, but I had to find you.
River, I've realized that a job can only give me a routine. It can't give me a life. A paycheck can't parse the depths of the human spirit.
Well, you've always had a poet's soul when it came to parcels. Would you be my puppet daddy?
Ow! Yes. I want to see the horizons beyond my mail route. You and your creepy puppets are my horizon.
Well, my brother's in this stupid bike race next weekend. It's Leadville 5K or whatever.
Our first date? I will admit, you came on strong at the beginning and it spooked me. But today, there's a certain quality of light in the air. The birds of hope are flying. I'll be there.
So, Pineapple Ring, have you noticed that anytime the cop is here for his volunteership, we really don't get any fresh kills hauled in?
It is surprising he has endless hours to volunteer, when perhaps he should be on patrol. He is captivated by the dead, so am I.
That's it. There's only one way to find out. We have to set a trap for this guy, get the real story.
We should follow him after his shift today. See if there's a trail of blood and screams.
Come in.
What are you undertakers getting into?
Oh, you know, just about to get back to the grind. Let's hop to it.
about time for me to go get a vermin pie. It's been a pleasure working with you gentlemen. I'll see you tomorrow.
So, do you notice he's not really heading back to the station?
Oh, he's doing stretches. He's really leaning into those hamstrings. Jesus Christ.
And now, what is that? Is that grease? No, he's greasing himself up. He's glistening like a Christmas tree.
He's making his way towards the house. The way he's sneaking in the bushes. This man has binoculars out. This is not your friendly neighborhood behavior.
He must be stalking the next victim. We have to stop him.
Our mate is on the move. But how is he going to get in? The doggy door.
Doggy door. That explains the grease. He's been lubing himself up to slide in there. Pineappling. This man, this menace, has been disturbing our work-life balance for too long. I think it's time he gets a taste of his own medicine.
We should get to him when he's halfway through and stomp on him. I did bring my curb stop.
Okay, that is absolutely brilliant. Let's dole out some vigilante justice. Citizens arrest! Citizens arrest!
All right, that's going downstairs. There. God, it wasn't me. Get out of here. Slide right through those bars.
We are gathered here today, huddled under the eye of the sky, to reunite a faithful couple, Rocky and Olive.
Are
Does
we?
anyone have any objections?
Are we blocking the bike race with our circle of trust?
This is far more important than any little sporting event. It's the roots of life we are talking about. The race can wait until this couple has been re-sanctified. This beautiful couple will recite their vows. Olive, please go first.
Oh, good. I love you in your gold-dusted laughter. When we started this retreat, we were spiritual infants, but we've started something special in Uncle Ronnie's backyard. I know you'll always come back, like a yo-yo that can't help but return to its string. Ow! A mine shaft could never contain you, my boundless son.
There were shadows and ghosts, but you were the lifeline that got me out of that decrepit cave. I didn't feel like our reality was enough, but after climbing a Ferris wheel and getting truly lost in the mighty wilderness, I realized you are home. You took me back after I stormed out without a word. May our union rise like the moon.
May we lift our hands to the sky and nail this marriage on the old rugged cross.
I've never seen a love like this before. It's a friggin' miracle.
My estranged relatives! My grappling hook, my flesh remixed. We are like bleach and ammonia, and yet we mix just the same. Your gaze has somehow followed me up to my glass house, even though I haven't seen you in months. And of course, I received the very long-winded retreat newsletter. I have a boyfriend now.
We're kind of in the middle of something.
Oh, River, it's always good to see you.
I don't want to interrupt, but aren't we all here to see Smash in his race or something? These lovebirds want to retire their heartstrings. Who are we to stop them? And see Smash in all of his glory. I've been waiting for an opportunity to flex my minister abilities. Anybody want a baptism?
Smash, what is that you're drinking?
Oh, I got this at Casey's Buena Vista. It wasn't too far off Hope Pass. I needed a cheeseburger, and I don't think there's any shame in that. This is a strawberry milkshake.
According to my calculations, if these competitors can't peel themselves off the track, they'll be in 7th place.
I knew I'd find my comeback story and get a chance to victory. Victory's mine!
May the Bitterbush family be as happy as fed raccoons, ready to leap into the open arms of the world together.